Hey, what's up everyone, Vortex here and welcome back to another video for Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video guys, we're gonna talk about some of the worst mistakes that I've made in Raid Shadow Legends. I have a lot of them and I'm gonna share with you guys a bunch of these mistakes that I've made, and I would like to hear from you guys if you have any mistakes that you've done in Raid Shadow Legends, any stupid decisions that you made, you know, feeding champions or books or not going for some fusions, whatever happened, you know. I would like to hear from you guys in the comment sections if you want to share with me. As you guys might notice, I managed to fix my green screen so I can finally have like a proper Raid Shadow Legends content creator type of video, right? So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's talk about my mistakes. Alright, so now in no particular order, I'm gonna share some of these mistakes that I've made. There's no like number one, number two. It's gonna be random, you know. I think the first mistake that pretty much everyone has been doing in Raid Shadow Legends, it's feeding using legendary books for epic champions, right? I know for sure I've been doing this, especially in the beginning of the game, because I didn't know any better. I've been feeding these books for epics, which was a huge mistake, yeah, and not only that, but I actually used epic books for rare champions as well. And because we're here, another issue that I had, and I'm still doing it, it's feeding champions that I shouldn't. Right now I'm gonna share with you guys my worst of them. There was a point in when I first started to play this game where I pulled man-eater. Okay, I don't have him anymore. I'll show you guys if you check in my champions here. Let's see. Man-eater. Okay, so I don't have man-eater anymore, guys. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understood the value of this guy, right? So for me, I saw him, I was like, what is this guy doing? Ah, okay, decrease attack on attacks one enemy, whatever, you know. Then I was like, oh, okay, so fully depletes turn meter, physics champion turn meter, alright, whatever. This champion receives damage and then plays unkillable buff and block debuffs on all allies. I didn't know what unkillable meant, you know, and how valuable and important he was, especially for clan boss. And I was like, fuck, I don't need him, you know. I'm gonna feed him to... I think I used him for my apothecary, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I used him for the apothecary. And man, that was a big mistake. I still regret it to this day. I've never been able to pull another one. And because we are on the same thing, another champion that I fed to upgrade, it's what is she? Let me see. Oh, Whisper. So Whisper is another one that I fed to upgrade the level of some of my champions. Man, Whisper was now when I look at her, you know, I see a lot of people talking about her, making videos about her. She's quite strong. I think she was a guaranteed epic with Amazon Prime. If I'm not mistaken, that's how you would get her. I think you can still pull her. But again, I didn't understand the value of this champion, and I fed her to to upgrade some of my champions. Big mistake, huge mistake. Yeah. And I think another one that it was a legendary actually. I think it was the only legendary that I fed, that I used to upgrade any of my champions, and I think it was it's not here. Let me see. Orcs, Angar. He was the only legendary that I used. And now I regret it, honestly. He used to be a not very good champion, but I think right now he's getting a lot more value because of the Hydra. I think he's been buffed, if I'm not mistaken. He has a provoke for 1 turn and has a chance of, when booked, no, has a chance of 75% to place provoke for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. So he's placing it, he's not attacking, so which means it's always almost 100% guaranteed, so there's no weak hits. Has a reflect damage on all allies as well, a counter attack on this champion, and the counter attack, it's really good because attacks one enemy 2 times, plays an extra hit if the enemy has a provoke. He's a HP champion. And the passive, let's see, if an enemy with a provoke debuff attacks with this champion has a 30% chance of replacing it with another provoke. So he's a provoker all over the place, right? So I'm pretty sure he gets a lot more value now in Hydra, especially. Maybe not in your first team, but for sure in second team or third team as well. And I had this guy, I don't have him anymore, just like the man-eater. I fed him, I used him for upgrading some of my champions. I kind of regret it now. Which is why, for example, now I don't have any champions in the vault, legendaries for that matter. Even those that I'm not using, I keep them here. And the reason is because if I have him in the vault, I will think, oh, he's a vault one, I don't really need him, I'm gonna use him, right? For example, I have like Bystofus, I have Morrigan, I have like Pixniel, a very bad champion, but I'm not keeping them in the vault. I'm having them here. I have Altan, for example, I'm not using him. Danag, I'm not using him. But if I put them in the vault, I'm gonna think, okay, because here I keep all my champions that I use as food for my to upgrade other, to level up my champions, right? In the reserve vault, I have this dude because I've heard a lot of good things about him. He has a lot of potential because he's doing a lot of damage when he's healed. And if I can put my hands on some of the champions that you need for him to work, like I think it's Aislinn, he's doing this big heal with based on the shields. And if you have the new dude, Wixwell, yeah, he's doing this big shields and the value of the shield increases every time. Or even a Brogni if you have. And then when with Aislinn, when you heal that dude, Ironclad, he's gonna do a ton of damage. I think Ash, he was doing like 1.8 billion damage on a clan boss. So yeah, I'm saving that guy and I put him, for the same reason, I put him in the reserve vault. Because if I have him here, I will think he's food. So I'm gonna feed him to level up some champions. So yeah, that's one of the biggest mistakes, is like feeding champions that I shouldn't to level up some of the champions. Now another mistake, it just came recently, and it's empowering champions. Now the rule of thumb here is that you should never empower champions until you have your faction guardians filled up with champions, right? But I was so excited. I mean, I don't have the doubles of legendaries, except I think the two, what they're called, my two Sun Wukongs. So those are here. They're not gonna go anywhere. So when I saw this epic empowerment, I was so excited about it. So I started empowering some of my epics, which is not that great. You should always go first for the faction guardians, you know, because you still get a lot of stuff from here, right? For example, for epics, HP, attack, accuracy, resistance, defense, speed. Like, you should always use your what they're called, your epics, to fill up the guardians, and then if you have any extra, then you can empower one of your champions. So this is a big mistake, but I don't know, I'm probably still gonna do it. If for example, if I get another Magnar, mine one, it's at +1 at the moment with the 6-star souls, you know. If I get another Magnar, for sure I'm gonna empower this one. I'm not gonna put him in the faction guardian. So I don't know, you shouldn't do it, guys. Yeah, this is a huge mistake to do it, especially for legendaries. Yeah, I mean, with the epics you can still, you know, somehow find a way to save your ass, but legendaries, you should never empower a champion until you put him here. Which is something that I kind of did with because we're here, I did with Mother Cybele. I had a second one and I empowered this one, and I don't even use my Mother Cybele, right? Which was a stupid mistake, because I could have used her as a faction guardian and get 10% HP for all my Knights Revenants, right? I think there's another one that I can empower, and it's it's Thea the Tomb Angel. I have a Bystofus because she needs a Bystofus. So technically I could empower her to +1, but I'm not gonna do it. First I want to see how strong she is. I'm still working on her at the moment. Another mistake that I'm doing, and I'm still doing it, now I don't think I'm gonna do this mistake anymore because I'm making content for YouTube, so I kinda don't have to do that anymore. But before I used to use all my let me move my camera. I used to open all my shards, you know, which is again a big mistake. You shouldn't open your shards unless you have like an event or a chance to double, you know. At the moment we have this guy here, so I'm not gonna pull my shards. I'm gonna wait until there's an event where I can get a guaranteed champion that I actually want. Something like Nut or Acrisia or Tranda or anyone, you know. But again, before I used to make this mistake where whenever I had some shards, I would open them straight away without waiting for any events or anything like that. That's not a good way to play the game, you know, because basically you're wasting your shards on without getting any guarantees or a double chance or anything like that, or not even like for events. For example, you can wait, so you can have an event here, like Wixwell, for example, now where you have to summon champions, you know. So you need to always keep your shards and open them whenever you have to, not whenever you want to, right? So again, now that I'm making content for YouTube, I'm gonna stop doing this mistake. I'm not gonna open my shards anymore until there is something that I really want. What else? Another mistake that I'm still doing, it's basically not going for the fusions, right? One of my biggest regrets is not going for Gnat. To this day I still regret. This dude, it's amazing. Even like the new champion that is for the fusion now, I didn't went for him. I didn't try to fuse him. Again, you should always hold on to your resources until you have one of these champions, you know, to fuse them, to get them for sure. I don't know why I didn't do it. I'm not sure. Especially not. I mean, this new guy, I still regret him. He's a pretty strong one. He's doing a lot of stuff that it's helping people, you know. And I've seen a lot of builds out there from people, for clan boss especially, even like Hydra. But for Gnat, it's my worst mistake. I still regret it to this day. And again, now that I'm making content for YouTube, I think I'm gonna try to hold on to my resources and only and wait for these fusions and see if the champion is worth building, you know. Yeah, that's a mistake that I'm still doing. I still did it. Hopefully I'm not gonna do that mistake anymore. Hopefully I'm not gonna make any of the mistakes that I've made before. You know. Yeah, that's pretty much all the mistakes, guys. I'm not sure. I think there's more, but they're not that great. For example, I've invested a lot of gems on this one. I still don't know if it was worth. I don't think it. I mean, yes, for the long run, it's worth it. You know, you get more gems every day, but I feel like I get more gems just by doing Doom Towers and Curse City and stuff like that. So this one doesn't really help me that much, you know, and I've wasted a lot of gems on them. That's another mistake that I think I've done, but it's not a big one, so which is why I'm not counting it like a big mistake. I think another mistake that I'm doing a lot, even to this day, it's wasting all these materials on crafting 4 and 5 stars instead of 5 and 6 stars, you know. Sometimes I'm impatient. I don't want to wait until I get more materials so I can craft only the 5 and 6. You know, and I do the 4 and 5 and I always get crappy gear. Maybe I should try to pay more attention and always hold on to my resources, you know. That's a big mistake. Like, holding on to the resources is always important. One mistake that I stopped making was getting all the champions. For example, if I had like a fusion or a fragment summon, you know, I would just get it straight away instead of waiting for the clan versus clan event. Now I'm not doing that anymore. Always hold on to them. I know it's exciting when you have one and you're ready to get him, you know, and you want just to take him and play with him and upgrade and everything. But you should always wait for the clan versus clan because, you know, you're helping your clan. You get more resources and stuff from the CVC as well, especially when there is a CVC where you get like personal rewards as well. So it's an important step to do. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's it. I think I've covered most of the mistakes that I've done. I can't think of any at the moment, any other mistakes. Again, if you guys have any thoughts, if you want to share with me some of your mistakes, put them in the comment section of this video. I really want to know what are your worst mistakes. What champions did you use to upgrade some legendaries, you know? If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.